Hey guys, what's up? Um, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. I know it's been a while, as it usually is, but I wanted to share a really interesting dream I had. Um, I think it's concerning like the first fruits or um, maybe the 144,000 um, or the bride. I think it's has to do with that because of just the way and I think the way that dream was given to me and basically uh, what was said in the dream or what was in the dream as well because um, anyways, let me just get into it because it's really kind of weird, but it's interesting. But I was walking um, in this neighborhood and I saw like a wooden fence, and I went into this wooden fence. So I was kind of like intrigued or something. I wanted to know what was going on in there, and so I went in there and I opened up the. There was a wooden gate, and I opened it up. And when I looked, there was this backyard, but the backyard was pretty small. I would say it was maybe as big as um, I don't know, like it was like maybe the size of like a maybe a big room, like a big room. Yeah, you would say like a master bedroom, like something like that. It wasn't that. It was a very small yard, and I saw this guy on a tractor, and immediately as I went in there, I knew it was he was harvesting barley. That's what was said in the dream. Um, it was annoying, like God told me that he's harvesting barley. And as I walked in there, I I seen the guy harvesting barley, and he was on a tractor and he was wearing a hat like this, and he was kind of driving, and he had already went maybe a couple yards up, and he'd already taken the barley, right? But then he had some more left, and there was other more on the other side. So he's going this way, he would come around and take more. You know what I mean? But it was a very small backyard, and I'm seeing this guy take the barley, right? And there was another guy that was watching him do it, and I don't know who this guy was. I don't know if he was like uh, the owner or some random guy that was there, but he was watching this guy, this man, like on the tractor harvest barley, right? And he gets mad at me. He's like, "What are you doing here?" And he starts like yelling at me, as if he doesn't want me to like step on the field or something. Or I was getting either that he didn't want me to be there, or he didn't want me to step on on the field where he was harvesting the barley. The other guy that was harvesting was just doing his job, minding his own business. But this guy, he was kind of watching. He was like the overseer in a way, or he was just there. I don't know who this guy was, but he started yelling at me. He was like, "You need to get out of here. You're stepping over." He's like, "You're stepping over the field." Or he was just saying something like that. And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't mean to. I'm not trying to mess anything up. I was trying to watch my step, and I was being very nice to him, and being humble, and I was being cordial with him. But this guy was just adamant, and he just kept yelling at me, "No, blah 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 blah. You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to step on the field." Or it's like he didn't want me to see what was happening or something. He didn't want me to know what was happening, or he didn't want me to step on the field. I don't know. It was weird. But then I got angry, and I was like, "Hey, don't talk to me like that." Like I got pissed off, right? And I was like, "Don't talk to me like that, man. I'm being nice with you." Like I was trying to be nice with the guy. And I lost my cool and I got angry. And I went up to him and I pointed my finger in his face and I was like, "Don't talk to me like that." Um, Very sternly too, like very authoritative, like he had no right to speak to me like that. And as soon as I did that to him, he just became super submissive. Became super submissive. He put his head down like this and was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," like like a child. He became like a child, and was like, I'm sorry," like just like that. It was weird. And then the dream ended. And then I was like, I woke up after that, and I was like, "What is that? That's weird." I knew that the harvest, the barley harvest, I knew it stood for, um, you know, the bride of Christ. I knew it stood for those who are ready, and the 144,000. I knew God was telling me that, the harvest is taking place, or it's in the midst of taking place very soon. So I really believe that God's coming to get his people. Now I don't know, when, or like if God is saying that the harvest that was already taken, I don't know what that means. Maybe he's saying that he's already taken some, or maybe he's saying that some will be taken, and then it'll take time for others to be also taken up. It's not going to be at once, but I think it's going to be a gradual thing where he takes his people, those are already the bride, and 144,000. That's my interpretation. I could be wrong, and if you guys have any ideas, or maybe like if you have any interpretation of that dream, please type it down in the comment spot, and let me know about it, because it's kind of interesting. What else, man? I think after I had that dream, I had another dream. Maybe I think a week or later, maybe a few days, maybe like 4 days. In this dream, it was myself, and I was knocking on people's homes. I was knocking on people's homes, and I was saying, "Know the Lord, know the Lord." It was as if I was preaching to them about the gospel, right? And I was going to each house, and I was preaching them the gospel. And guys, every time I would preach the gospel to these people, right? I would preach the gospel to them. They would follow me. Like, let's say like you have a block, right, a neighborhood, and you go to a house and you tell somebody about the Lord, and you're preaching the gospel to them. After you preach the gospel to them, they'd follow you, and then you go to the next house, and then it would just add on and add on. And guys, I'm telling you, after in the dream, when I had that dream, I was already knocking at people's houses, and I had assumed maybe two or three people were behind me. Then it jumped to, like, I knew in the dream that I had been knocking on a lot of people's homes, and everybody that I knocked on the homes, I had accumulated all these people. They were believing the Lord, and they were following me. And so I just gathered a massive amount of people, right? It became tens, 20s, 50s, hundreds. By the end of the dream, God took me into the sky, maybe 100 feet into the air, and I could see the people that I had accumulated, right, by preaching the gospel to them. And I looked down, and I saw myself leading a massive amount of people. I mean, there had to be at least 1,000, maybe 2,000 people following me, and I was gathering all these people to God. It was amazing, man. It was such an amazing feeling. All those people, where God was harvesting all these people, right? He was harvesting all these people to himself. So I took it as maybe it could be this, right? It could be, the people, the bride, or the 144,000 are the ones that end up, you know, harvesting the wheat harvest. That could be the wheat harvest. I'm not sure, because I had that barley dream harvest, where this guy, which I think was an angel or God himself, and he was harvesting this barley. But that barley harvest wasn't even that much. It was like as small as a room. It wasn't that much barley. That's the crazy thing about it. It was just a small little backyard. And I was thinking to myself, how can this tractor harvest this barley? in this small backyard. Like, how can he turn? And like, it was so confusing to me. And I didn't even know you harvest barley like that. I had to actually look it up. I thought, for some reason in my mind, I'm thinking barley's harvested by hand or something. I didn't know that you harvest barley by tractor. That goes to show you how much I know about harvesting or farm life. But I think maybe God is saying there's not that much barley. There's not, the bride of Christ isn't that many people. Obviously, maybe God is saying that, or the 144,000 or the remnant aren't even that much. It's a small amount of people. But it's funny because after that dream, when I had that, then I had the other dream about, I was knocking on people's homes and speaking about the Lord. And then I was accumulating all those people, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and it turned to thousands and thousands of people. And I was like, praise God. I woke up like, thank God. Like, I do believe God's going to have mercy in these last days, man. I do believe that he is going to call to himself a lot of people. I'm not saying that everybody's going to get saved, but I think God is so merciful that he's going to allow, people to have a chance to know him. And I think he's going to use the 144,000 to do that. So yeah, that's basically the dream. It's really crazy right now out there in this world, man, and it's getting really crazier. That whole, when I had that dream about Minneapolis and the war thing, I did not know it was going to get that bad, guys, but it got really bad really quick. And war is coming out of it now. The whole war thing it's coming to effect now. So, Dana Coverstone's, prophecy dream is showing us that we are here. This is the beginning of birth pains. We're in birth pains right now. And it's really interesting, guys, because before I let you guys go, I want to tell you something, right? So I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm Eritrean, right? I'm East African. So my mom is Eritrean, right? The Eritrean and Ethiopian people, they don't go by the Gregorian calendar, right? They go by their own calendar. Most of the people that live there are Orthodox Christians, and there's a lot of Muslims there, but it's mostly Orthodox Christian people that live in that region, and they go by their own calendar, which is I think the birth and death of Christ, right? So in their calendar right now, it's actually 2012. It's not 2020, okay? Which is very interesting to me because the Mayans spoke of the end of the age, the end of Pisces, which is would be the 2012, right? They said that everybody thought that the end of the world was going to happen in 2012, and they made the whole movie about it, but it really wasn't the end of the world. It was really the end of the age and the beginning of a new age, the age of Aquarius, which is the beginning of the end, basically, and the beginning of the Antichrist beast system, which is happening right now. So it's really interesting that the Mayans predicted that the whole thing, the end of the age, would happen in 2012. And guess what? It's really 2012 as the Ethiopians and Eritreans, they go by that calendar. And is it a coincidence in all this, the coronavirus, the protests, the masks, economy collapse, all this is happening in what my mom and her people go by 2012. So the Mayans were right in a sense, in a way that, this is the beginning of a new age, which is the end, basically, which you can tell very much because the whole Black Lives Matter movement, which I'm totally against, I really hate the Black Lives Matter movement. And this is why, because I do believe that they're using Black people as a Trojan horse for their agenda, right? They're using this Black Lives Matter thing to bring in the beast system. Even the leader of Black Lives Matter stated that she claims to be a Marxist, which is basically a communist. So this is not, the Black Lives Matter is not about Black people. They can care less about Black people. Why? Any other people that get killed besides cops, they don't care about. Black babies are still being aborted. No one talks about that. So they don't really care about black people. They're using the black movement to, um, you know, to go ahead and get their agendas fulfilled through this Black Lives Matter. Just a Trojan horse. They don't care about black folks. A lot of black people don't even understand that. They really think they really care about them. They don't care about black people. They don't care about us. It's a whole liberal, leftist, you know, Luciferian agenda. That's all that is. That's all that it is, actually. And I kind of noticed it because there's a lot of people now, a lot of white people, right? These liberals, right? And they're going around and they're telling people to bow down, like bow down and, show submission to the black cause and, for your white privilege. They're telling these people to bow down. And I swear the first thing I was thinking in my mind was, Nebuchadnezzar, right? When he told the Israelites and all the people to bow before the statue, right? Another thing was the Antichrist. Everybody has to bow down to the Antichrist, right? Bow down to his rules and his law and bow down to him. This is exactly what they're doing, and they have no idea. So I am totally against this BLM or whatever it is. Like I think it's straight BS, and it's actually leading to the Antichrist beast system. That's what that's leading to. And I'm totally against that 100%. So yeah, so we know we're at the end, guys. This is it. We're gonna see what happens in September, October, November. I do believe it is the end. The Lord told me we're in the final minutes. He told me that final minutes, and he I guess he wasn't playing with that either. We are in the final minutes, man. We're at the end. So just be strong, stay in prayer, connect to God every day. No matter what you're going through, stick to God, stick to Christ, trust in Jesus. He will get us through this. It's gonna get hard. We don't know what's gonna happen. We may not fly out of here like a lot of people think. We may have to go through some things, but we have to trust in Jesus that he will, no matter what it is, no matter whether the first fruits get taken away, or no matter if we have to stay here, the 144,000 don't get changed till later that time. Whatever it is, man, we got to trust in God and have faith in him that he will deliver us no matter what happens. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and tell you guys that I love you and I appreciate your prayers and what you guys have done for me. You guys are like my family. You guys aren't like my family. You guys are my family in Christ. So I just wanted to tell you guys I love you, and I hope everybody peace and love in their family, and just to keep fighting until the Lord comes back. Okay? I love you guys. Peace.